She stood framed in the doorway when I walked in, fragile and shrunken, like a shadow that had learned how to breathe. Her shirt clung to her frame, her bones sharp beneath the thin fabric. Her lips were cracked, her eyes dim. "Daddy," she whispered, her voice brittle, like paper tearing. "Mom didn't make me any food." Time stopped. My suitcase slipped from my hand and hit the floor with a sound that felt too heavy, too final. I bent down to hold her. She recoiled at first, then collapsed into my arms, weightless. Her body held almost no warmth, like the last flicker of a candle. I carried her to the couch and wrapped her in my coat. My chest burned, but my face remained stone. I couldn't afford a break, not yet. 6 months gone, trusting my wife to take care of her, and this is what I came home to. I turned down the hallway. Each step echoed. I opened the bedroom door, and the truth was waiting. The air was thick with perfume, smoke, and something rotten beneath it all. She lay sprawled across the bed, a smirk still tugging at her lips. Empty bottles cluttered the nightstand. Her phone glowed with messages she hadn't even tried to hide. I stood there, watching her sleep, this stranger in my home. My daughter starving in the next room, while this woman indulged herself without end. I sat down in the chair across from the bed. The minutes crawled by. I watched her chest rise and fall, her hand twitching as if grasping at dreams. My anger scratched inside me like claws, begging to be let out. But rage is reckless. Rage destroys precision. So I buried it. Instead, I observed the evidence. The perfume wasn't hers. The shirt tossed over the chair wasn't mine. The message flashing across her phone read, "Tonight again." He's gone, isn't he? Betrayal doubled. Neglect and infidelity knotted together, strangling everything I had left. My daughter's words echoed in my head like a curse. Mom didn't make me any food. I stayed in that chair until dawn. When she finally stirred, I already knew what I would do. The days after were a mask. I fed my daughter, bathed her, restored her piece by piece, one meal at a time. She clung to me like she feared she might disappear. Silently, I promised she never would again. With my wife, I was polite, cold but polite. She assumed I was exhausted from travel. She didn't notice how long my eyes lingered, how carefully I watched. At night, while she slept, I searched. Phone logs, bank statements, hidden photos, folders she never thought I'd open. Every detail painted the same picture. Careless meetings, hotel rooms, transactions soaked in secrecy. Each discovery stopped feeling like a wound. It became a weapon. She smiled across the dinner table, asking about my trip. I smiled back. My daughter sat between us, eating slowly, learning again what it meant not to starve. I thought about telling her right then, dragging her lies into the open, watching her burn in them. But no, not yet. Patience sharpens revenge. By the time I was done, the file was thick. Phone records, photographs, financial trails, even DNA results. Evidence proving the man she smiled at wasn't just her lover. He was the real father of a child I had raised as mine. My daughter had been starved not because of poverty, but because she wasn't his. Neglect used as punishment. A mother weaponizing hunger. When I held that file, there was no shock left. Only clarity. That night, I set the folder on the kitchen table and sat across from her. She opened it, her brows pulling tight, her mouth falling open. Silence. Pages turned. Hands trembled. Tears blurred her eyes. Finally, she looked at me. "You knew." I gave one small nod. Nothing more. Her sobs filled the room. She reached for me. I didn't move. The next morning, I packed her bags and set them by the door. When she came down, her eyes were swollen, her face raw. She froze. I can explain." "No," I said. "Come. Final." My daughter clung to my shirt, watching. I handed my wife the folder. "Take it. Leave." Her lips quivered. "Where am I supposed to go?" I stared at her. Not my concern. The weight of the proof crushed her chest. Every page a mirror she couldn't escape. She stepped outside. I closed the door slowly, quietly, sealing it like a tomb. That evening, I sat with my daughter, feeding her soup. She smiled faintly, color already returning to her cheeks. The house was silent now. Silent in a way I could live with. I thought of the wasted years, the swallowed lies, the shattered trust. But grief was gone. Only steel remained. Some betrayals break you. Others carve you into something harder, colder, someone unrecognizable. I kissed my daughter's head and whispered a promise. She would never know hunger again. As for her mother, she was already gone. And I didn't miss her.